Chapter 34. 3 Men and a Lady. We decided to sell our property in Florida and buy in California, as it seemed we would not be returning. I contacted a real estate agent in Florida and listed our place at a good price, as we were anxious to sell and began looking for a home in Modesto. We found a darling place with a pool for just under $80,000. The real estate agent wrote up the contract, and the three of us, Russ the agent and I, went to a mortgage company to acquire a loan. We were directed to a loan officer sitting behind a large curved desk. The men sat directly in front of the broker, and I sat outside his line of vision, slightly to the right. He was talkative and good-natured, and spoke for a good 10 minutes to Russ and the agent. I waited patiently to see if he was going to even acknowledge my presence. My feathers were ruffled. I know it was a pride issue, but I wanted to wave my hands or clear my throat, anything to have him glance my way. Then I was amused. I knew sooner or later he would have to engage me, so I sat back and waited. Russ came to the same conclusion, as he noticed the broker had completely ignored me. I suppose few women earned more than their husbands in the 1980s. He went over the offering, the interest rate, the value of the home, market prices, and what he had for lunch. Still, he continued to only address the men. With pen poised, the loan officer finally stopped the chit-chat and became more focused. "How much money do you plan to put toward the down payment?" Russ told him a modest amount. "Where do you work?" was his next question. Russ seemed eager to reply, "I don't have a job. I volunteer at the church." He could see the man was digging himself into a hole. Taken aback, the broker paused for a moment before continuing. "How much money did you make this last year?" Russ shook his head. "I didn't make any money last year." Now Russ was just having fun as he watched the broker shift uncomfortably. "Do you have a large sum of money in the bank that you are using as collateral?" "No, we just have enough for the down payment," Russ replied. The pen slumped down across the back of his hand. Leaning back in his chair, he glanced between the real estate agent and Russ, appearing irritated. He hesitated before turning toward me, a tad cynical. He asked, "Do you have a job?" I replied that I did. Holding the pen between his fingers, he rolled it back and forth before sighing. "How much did you make last year?" I said $42,000. His whole demeanor changed as he leaned forward, poised his pen, and concluded the remaining interview with me. It was comical but irritating, as Russ was then ignored until it came time to sign the papers. It's important to treat everyone with respect. It doesn't matter how much influence or importance you believe they have. Although Russ didn't have a paying job, he had been volunteering at the church's print shop, which had a full-service printing facility with graphic design, process camera, and darkroom. He found the work enjoyable as well as challenging, and decided to pursue this as his career. He returned to school, earned a degree in graphic communications, and was given a part-time job at the college print shop. He was then hired full-time as a press operator and lab technician. Over the course of his career, he was promoted to manage the shop and duplicating center. He also taught printing and design. No matter what he did, whether it was mowing lawns in the sweltering Florida heat or running a college print shop in an air-conditioned office, Russ's work ethic and dependability remained constant. Russ made a good living, although my annual income far exceeded his. When one of the youth pastors discovered this, he taunted Russ, asking, "Doesn't it bother you that your wife makes more money than you?" I was speechless. My cheeks turned red, and I wondered if he was trying to humiliate my husband. I glanced up to see Russ's reaction. "Yeah," he laughed. "I cry all the way to the bank." Russ encouraged my career and supported my wild endeavors. His masculinity was never threatened by my success, although there was some trepidation on my part at the insurance company's annual banquet. The top producers were awarded gold rings with precious stones. Their spouses were given charm bracelets and earrings. The couples at our table waited for Russ's response as he opened his gift. Holding the earrings next to his cheek, he asked if they matched his outfit. Everyone burst out laughing, and I blushed with pride. What a character! Our lives were full, and we were thankful God continued to be gracious, faithful, and kind to us.